I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Cosplay, and today we are back again with you guys with Samurai Champloo episode 16.
Yes.
Last episode, some get some and some didn't.
Yes, exactly. Jin had a great time, and Mugen, he tried to have a good time with the prettiest prostitute around, but she turned out not to be a prostitute. She was an undercover. I think they said she was a police agent or something, but still, she was undercover to arrest a guy and his goons, I don't know, who basically were making counterfeit money. Yeah, counterfeit money. Mm-hmm. English. Anyway, so they were trying to make their own money so they could control it, and that's not good. That's not a good thing. So she ended up arresting all of them because Mugen wanted some sex, and she promised it to him if he helped her. So he did. He got none of it because she bashed his head. Yep. And left saying she was gonna marry him someday.
Which is doubtful.
A little happy ending for her. He probably doesn't know, and he probably doesn't care, so he's probably miserable. And Fu was also miserable the entire episode because she was left behind again. So this is where we left off. Let's see if we get somewhere today, if we get to Nagasaki, if we
finally find someone I smell like sunflower.
I mean, this is probably going to happen at the end of the series, so we still got a few episodes to go. So let's jump in this episode and see what happens to our boys and our girl. All right, let's go. The fuck? This is in the future? Something like that. He's trying to make up for last episode. With this luck, they'll end up being guys or something. Oh. Well, he got good food. Oh my god. It's like they're carrying, the boombox. Yeah. Well, we know there is a guy at the end of the road here. Oh my god, guys, I love so much that the characters are singing and rapping in the show. Not rumors, we saw the guy at the beginning of the episode. Stop pushing the table. The promise of a fight. Again. You can't smell it either. She got a point though, I think.
見損なってもらっちゃ困るぜ。そんなもんな。鼻からねましてやお前と一緒にいたいなんて思ったことはな、これっぽっちもねえ。
Jesus.
お前が可愛いありえねえ話なんだ。
Oh my God, shut up!
今まで一緒にいたのよ。
たまたまのたまたまってこのむっつりメガネだって思ってんだ。こんな色気のない女と一緒にいたって何の楽しみもないってな。そいつは失言だな。
言ってやって言ってやって。
むっつりメガネとは聞き捨てならん。
そっちかい。
だいたいよひまわりの匂いにする洗顔なんだよそれ。そんなめめしいやつ探し出してどうしよってんだ。
Well, you could give them
ああ
answers.
そうなんだ。
Give them
実際
something.
生きてんのか死んでんのかもわかんねえやつをなんで必死で探さなきゃなんねえんだ。
生きてるわよ。
あ
私がぶん殴るまで絶対生きてる。
恨みか。
どうだっていいでしょ。
Well, they're helping
せい
you.
ぜい手ごめにされ。
いいわ。どうせあんたたちなんてただの用心棒なんだから。もっと強い人にチェンジよ。
ざけんなよ。おめえみてえなかしまし娘はなこっちから願い下げなんだよおい。
へえわかりました。もう
Guys.
結構でございます。
Don't.
さようなら。
No.
せいせいしたぜあばよ。おい
Jin, speak up.
He doesn't want to leave her alone though.
Well, he's going his own
Just
way.
like that.
It's not the first time, but this feels more dramatic.
Yeah.
I don't want them to split up.
Let's not forget that fate brought them together. They're gonna bring
Oh,
them
yeah.
together again.
For sure. It's a two-parter as well, you know, so we have time to deal with the problems. So who's gonna meet the... Were they together in the beginning? In the first scene?
I
I think
so.
Fu was there, right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna meet again. Well,
知るか。
you do care! Stop it!
お父さん。ちょっと。
She's gonna meet again with
じゃな
them.
いで。
It's Faith! Shit.
How did she survive all those years?
She was working in a shop. She wasn't in the wild. Oh my God.
She got good arms.
Help! Oof. You got him?
腕を上げたな。ユキマ。お前までが私を撃ちに来た。
Yeah, that's what I thought. Someone who's after Jin, literally.
師匠の敵など撃つ意味がない。どうしようだキーマン。風の噂はあなたの名前ばかり。うんざりです。名を挙げたいか。あなたの師匠を撃って名を挙げた。
I'm still not sure that there's not more to this. Oh, you're Jin!
Yeah.
なぜ逃げてばかりいる。お前を切りたくない。私を撃ったと好きに触れ回れ。
He doesn't give a shit about the spotlight.
私が死んだのを出そう。
I want to find out what happened.
Yeah.
私
Not.
死んじゃう。
You're not gonna die. It's halfway of the series. It's too early for that.
助けて。
Well, Jin is in the water too. And he heard her scream. Oh. Oh.
Some backstory.
Yes.
I
She's
love
so
those.
cute. Is it him?
I think, yeah.
So it's not so much that he smelled of sunflowers, it's just that's what she remembers him being surrounded by. Fishes, she got saved. Jin?
He can't fish, so no.
Oh, okay.
ももさん、
珍しいか、私の姿は。
そうじゃなくて。
You know who he reminds me of? The dad in Prince of Egypt.
いいの？
Like,
いただ
I feel like he's about to start singing.
きます。ここ、あなたの家？
仮のな。旅を続けている。
ずっと一人で。
ああ。
私も一人っきり。あいつらもいなくなっちゃったしね。
You'll find them
天
again.
涯孤独の身。だからどこでのたれ死んだって平気なの。でもね、土左衛門だけは嫌だった。美しいままで死にたいわ。
You're being awfully depressing.
歩き回る神に皆連れて行かれた。流行り病だ。誰もがそれで命を落とした。旅に出ていた私だけが生き残った。妻と幼い娘も神に連れて行かれた。
そう。
美しく死ぬことなどない。
ひまわりの匂いのするお侍さんを探してるの。私もオクルさんと一緒に行っちゃダメ？
こそこそしてねえで出てこいよ。いつでも相手してやんぜ。
Oh shit!
我らは松前藩奉行所同心神妙にしろ送る
Wrong guy again!
覚悟
They got the wrong guy again!
And Fu once again ends up with the guy that they're looking for. Because every time, like, you know, it's not the first time that Fu has met someone who appears nice, but something deeper is going on with that person.
Yeah.
Whether it's the stranger from Hungary? Hongrie?
Oh yeah, he was from Holland though.
Okay, this one. But yeah, the red-haired stranger, people were looking for him. The guy she met who took her as a hostage, who ended up dying. So again, he was being looked for, like people were looking for him. Same with Okuru, you know, there's always, she meets nice people, but they always have something deeper going on, and she ends up, you know, in trouble because of that.
Yeah.
Same with Mugen, he's always being not compared, but mistaken for someone else.
True.
And Jin, well, Jin, he has his own shit to deal with. It's not the first time he's got, he had to face someone from his past.
Mm-hmm.
This one wasn't fueled by a desire for revenge, though. He wanted to take him out and take the prestige that comes from that. But Jin has a very depressing attitude, I think, when it comes to what happened. We discussed this before, but I think he does feel bad for what happened, and he's not... We know he's kind of questioning his ways, what it means to be a samurai, and what it means to follow the code, the Bushido, what it means to have honor, what it means to live for that code. He's questioning it because he's been doing the opposite when a lot of times when he's with Mugen and Fu, and sometimes his actions are not respectable, but he believes they are. So then he's been questioning who he is and what he wants to be. His sentence about him, who, you know, being dead already, or, you know, he might as well be dead already, makes me wonder if that's what he wishes for. Because maybe he meant that the Jin from before, the Jin that they knew, is no longer, because he's changed. He's no longer the guy he used to be. Is it a good thing? does he worry about that, or is he sad about that? Like, does he wish to go back to the Jin before, but he knows he can't? Or does he embraces the new Jin? I don't know.
I do believe that with what we are experiencing, we tend to grow, and in a way, the person that you are today is no longer the person that you used to be yesterday.
For sure.
So, I think that it's not a bad thing for him to have a growth or something.
Yeah, but with him though, it's not a learning experience. I think he who he used to be died the day he killed his master.
Yeah.
But then all that's left is to wonder why he killed his master.
There's a thing too, and I kept thinking that it must be really hard for him because everyone that he used to know are against him. It's like if everybody from your past, because he used to be this guy's senpai basically, right?
Yeah.
So people from your home dojo that used to practice with, eat with, and live with, are fighting you, trying to kill you, and are angry at you and against you.
It's something that passed through my mind when he said that he wasn't after him because he wanted revenge or anything. He was basically jealous of the spotlight that was on him, and that the thought that passed through my mind is, what does it mean for all his friends? You know, all his friends are backstabber, and you know, they don't care about him. They don't care about his reasons or anything, his motives. They care about either what he's become or what he did. And in both cases, it leads to fight to the death.
I'm thinking,
even the guy he left alive killed himself because of his shame, you know?
I'm thinking right now, two things. One, I don't know why he killed his master. And maybe the fact that he did put the other students against him. Or maybe
they don't know. They don't know why.
They don't know why. Or maybe two, they always kind of used to be like this, because the one that we just saw today was just fighting to have the spotlight. So maybe Jin went to the dojo to be a samurai because he believed in a certain type of bushido and it wasn't what he expected to be.
Maybe. Well, it depends. Like, maybe if it comes down to honor and the code and stuff, it could be that. But that's the thing. Like, Jin is so reserved and he's so straight when it comes to his emotions and his goals and stuff. He doesn't show much from his thoughts or anything. So I have a hard time believing that he was completely different before. You know, I don't think he was the type of guy who just wanted to fight like Mugen, you know. I don't think he was different. Maybe his beliefs and what he believed in was different back then. But then he followed the code, and then, like you said, he saw his master do something that was okay with the code, but he felt really wasn't okay. So it kind of destroyed his idea of what Bushido was, or at least what he was thought was. So he rebelled, went against his master, it ended in a fight, and now he's questioning his way of life. But all we can do is speculate, because once again, we don't know.
We don't know facts for facts.
I mean, maybe he was a jerk, and maybe he just killed him for the fun of it, but I doubt that. So it's not the first time they hinted at what happened, but once again, we don't know. So we'll just have to wait and see where that leads him. But every time we talk about Jin's past, I feel like there's more to it. So we'll see. We'll see.
I'm really glad that we saw a glimpse of what happened with Fu and this mysterious samurai who smelled like sunflower.
I feel like it might have been either a memory or a metaphor, and maybe more of a metaphor, because everything that happened, it was a vision, you know. She was dying, so I think she represents almost the sunflowers. Yeah, the sunflowers were kind of her life. Seeing the guys surrounded by sunflowers was helping us know that, oh, this is the sunflower samurai.
But then maybe you were right. Maybe she saw him in a field of sunflowers. That's why her brain just said her that he smells like sunflower because you saw him there when you were little.
But if that's the case, they have even less of a lead than they had before.
True.
But this is starting to be an issue between Mugen, Fu, and Jin, because they are at odds with each other, but the fact that they don't feel connected to her quest because she never told them why they're doing it. So they don't even if they wanted to, they don't even have a chance. They can't connect with her quest. So what they do is, I know they care. I know they enjoy her company. I know they enjoy each other's company. Yeah. We've seen it before.
Yes.
But when it comes down to the reasons why they're following each other, at least when we're talking about the quest, they can connect because they know nothing about it. And I understand that she probably has, she doesn't want to say much because if it involves the deaths of her mother or the deaths of her family or if something happened to her, we don't know, but she might have trauma from this. We don't know. So talking about it is not easy, but I think that she needs to give them something.
To open up a bit, yeah.
Yeah. And as for Mugen, he needs to stop with the tough guy attitude because I know he feels something for these two guys, for her and him and Jin, but he's trying not. I mean, we know from the few episodes ago, when we saw his past, that he doesn't want to involve himself with anyone because in this way he protects himself. In this way, if he's not attached to them, or at least if he appears not attached to them, if something happens, they die, they leave him behind, they betray him, he doesn't feel hurt. So it's kind of a he's protecting himself, But by being this way with the good people, with the right guys for him, he's pushing them away. So he needs to she's calling him a coward and stuff, and I kind of feel like she's got a point because he needs to find courage and open up.
The thing is, none of them are opening up.
No.
Jin, Mugen, or Fu are just keeping their own secret because they care about each other, but they don't really trust each other yet. You know what I mean?
When it comes to personal matters, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not about trust. Maybe it's about, just having gone through too much pain already.
They travel for so long together, but they never talk about themselves. So it's like they're traveling with a perfect stranger in a way.
Well, they trust each other with their lives, sort of, because Jin and Mugen have fought together. And when you fight with someone, you need to be willing to turn your back on that person. You need to be willing to trust that person with your safety when you're focusing on someone else. So I think they trust each other, but no, I understand what you mean.
For example, if I'm doing rock climbing, I'm gonna trust my instructor because he knows what he's doing, and I put my safety in his hand. But I don't want a guy.
No, but
put me with him together, just side by side. I'm not gonna talk to him.
There's a difference between trusting someone and being willing to open up. Like I have friends that I trust, but with whom I would never, open up the way I do with my best friend, because there are people you're not close with, but you trust still, maybe not with everything you have, but I'm pretty sure that they trust each other. It's just that they have been through so much shit that they're not willing to take a chance again. So it is about trust, but at the same time, they trust each other. They're just not willing to go that far. They're not ready. It's about them. It's their personal journey. But I get what you're saying. It's just, I don't think it's all about trust. I think it's because they have issues. They all have issues. They have trauma from their past lives, and they need to deal with it. So, they need to open up to each other. They need to...
Well, they still got like 10 episodes to open up, so...
Hurry up!
They got time, honey.
In any case, I hate when they separate, and even though it's a good drama...
They always come back together!
When they separate like this, it's perfect opportunity for us to see into their psyches, to see what they think, and to see more backstories, because, when they're alone, there's nothing else to do but to look at them, and what they've been through. But I still hate when they fight like this. And this time it felt more real than the last time when they just bailed on her. And it was really early in their journey, so we didn't care as much. But now we're like, nah, you've been through too much.
Yeah. After all this time, I don't believe it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Please.
So,
I don't believe it.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it is already on Patreon. You can check it out. The link is in the description.
Yep. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to watch it now, guys. And if not, wait for the next one to be out on YouTube, which will be next week. Yes. So we're going to see you then.
Bye.
Bye, guys.